Welcome, my peeps, my peoples. Please like, comment, subscribe, share the video. It'd be greatly appreciated from the bottom of my heart, my peeps, my peoples. Peep Squad is in the building, baby. We going to the top. We're going to bring others with us. So please become a part of Notification Squad. Peep Squad, hit that notification bell, baby. Know each and every time I drop a video, be the first one to comment, baby. So what's good, what's cracking, what's popping with y'all? We're about to be in 2020. Let's talk about what happened and what went down and what you think about the situation. But yes, baby, we here for 2020. We made it. We in this bitch. We made it, baby. We in here for real, for real. I was just like, yo, it's about to really be 2020. Like, damn, we're done with the teens. It's about to move on up, baby. Yes, sir. So what's going on with my peeps, my people? What y'all doing tonight? Are y'all partying? Y'all staying home? Y'all with the family? Y'all having dinner? I'm going to try to do all the above, baby. All day and every day. We enter a new year, baby. We want all the goodness. We want all the prosperity, the wealth, the happiness, the joy, the healing, baby, for real. And the knowledge and, just being humble too as well. All the good stuff coming in for 2020. So what's good? So let's talk about it. Let's get into it. Let's see what is actually going on. What we going to talk about? Who made the list? Let's see who made the list. A lot of people did make the list, baby. A lot of people did make the list. For real, for real. A lot went on. We got a famous actor, not actor, but actually author, so many different books. Toni, Morrison, R.I.P. We lost her. But it was like her books and her novels was just the best. Like, I mean, an excellent writer, for real, for real. And that's somebody that we did lose. Yes, sir. Yes, we did. I was just like, It is what it is, though. But you know what? We had a wonderful time to deal with wonderful people for a decade, for a year that was here. And baby, contribute to the world, contribute to humanity, contribute to the people, baby. It is what it is. I was just like, and I just couldn't believe we lost, we lost Nipsey Hussle. We lost a lot of different people, for real, for real. We surely did. But like, we getting beef started already. We got Foxy Brown coming out the woodwork. And basically, she's getting at DJ Envy. She got a problem with DJ Envy because DJ Envy is like, where's Foxy Brown at? Where have she been? Where is she located at? What's going on with Foxy Brown, baby? Basically, Foxy Brown responded, dude, you know what's going on with me. You know what's happening with me. At the height of my career, I had an accident, you know what I mean? Especially with her hearing, and things went downhill for her. So therefore, she had to leave the industry. And she's basically checking DJ Envy at the last day of 2019. I was like, Foxy Brown's in the building, baby. She's doing what she got to do, for real, for real. I was like, go ahead, Foxy Brown. She's coming out, and she's coming at DJ Envy. Then we got information about the Breakfast Club, Sweet Brown Sugar. Happy New Year's to you, too. Happy New Year's to everybody, baby. It's so good. And then the situation with, Charlamagne the God and Angela Yee, that shit was crazy too, where they were feuding and arguing with each other. Angela Yee doing interviews about Charlamagne the God. He's talking about leaving the Breakfast Club. Like, that was a whole, like, we wasn't expecting that to come. We wasn't expecting that situation to happen where, Charlamagne the God and Angela Yee. We wasn't expect that to happen at all. It was like, the Breakfast Club, come on, the Breakfast Club is always here. Like, what's going on? Like, and I couldn't believe, like, they was going back and forth at each other. And then Charlamagne's on his YouTube channel talking about he's leaving. He wants to leave the Breakfast Club. He's already been there for a decade. And Angela Yee was like, you let somebody come and disrespect me, especially that interview that Charlamagne the God did. That interview was a mess. And she was feeling a certain type of way about that. I was just like, yo, Charlamagne, if he wasn't trying to throw shots, he was throwing shots all day, every day. I was like, OMG. And then you never thought that was going to happen. They all had like a chemistry. You thought Charlamagne the God and, Angela Yee got along really well and everything was all copacetic between them. And you find out, no, it's not. I was just like, oh, shit. Like, what's popping with that situation, for real, for real? And so we're going to see what 2020 is going to bring the Breakfast Club, but we want to see what 2020 is going to bring us, baby. Bring us fortune, bring us health and wealth all day, every day. But it was shocking that, they ain't getting along. I was just like, what's going on with that situation? I mean, the Breakfast Club was the shit. What happened? Hey, K Money Spoken Words, how you doing? What's up? Happy New Year to you, too. Please go check out K Money's YouTube channel. For real, for real. It'll be greatly appreciated, my peeps. Like, what is going on with Charlamagne the God, DJ Envy, and Angela Yee? Are we gonna see them in 2020 together for a year or not? Because I know the contract is up, and it seems like Charlamagne is doing a whole lot of new things, for real, for real. So I was like, okay. It was shocking to see that situation go down. And then in this decade, we got to see a black president married to a black woman. You know, some of our parents, some of our ancestors, some of our cousins, our families, and our friends didn't see United States of America actually having a black president. And we had a black president in this decade, baby. We're going to see if we're going to do it for the next decade and have a black president, because that would be awesome. Straight up and down. For real, for real. That would be great, for real. And then Gabrielle Union, American Got Talent, like, that was shocking to see that situation. It was shocking to see what went down with her. Like what happened? You know, them firing her, not liking her hairstyles because they felt like it was Afrocentric. They felt like it was too black, it was too urban, and then making racist jokes while she's there in her presence, and then she complains about it and she gets fired. Oh no. And then on top of that, Gabrielle Union having a surrogate and having her first child, because she also let us know that, you know, she was trying to conceive for many, many years, and she had multiple, I think she said she had just quadruple miscarriages and everything else like that. But she ended up, you know, having a surrogate and becoming a mother in 2019. And then I think that opened up the door for a lot of people to be open about having a surrogate, you know, because people kind of like shame you if you can't give birth to a baby or whatever. But now, you know, the doors are opening, things are changing, where you got Dr. Jackie from Married to Medicine talking about she is going to be opening up a surrogate facility. So that's great, you know. I was like, yes. And then on top of that, people also talking about, you know, Gabrielle Union's situation with her husband Dwayne Wade and their son actually coming out, you know, kind of like coming out as basically, you know, being a part of the LGBT community. And people are saying, like, you know, they're great parents for supporting him and having his back, you know, if he's want to wear women clothes or have fingernail polish on. And then Dwayne Wade supporting his son too as well, whatever journey he's going through, because he's still developing and growing. And then some people are saying that they're pushing a gay agenda, you know, they're turning their son that way. You know, you can't please everybody, so you got to do what you got to do to make you happy and what's good for you and your family, and you know your child better than anybody else knows your child, for real, for real. So Gabrielle Union, yes, she did the damn thing with her surrogate, with getting fired from Americans Got Talent because she's black. And then, you know, her stepchild coming, you know, not really coming out, but people assuming that, you know, he's part of the LGBT community, where people, you know, well, we all assume that he is too as well. But them posting the picture had people to come out and talk about the situation. So it is what it is. And then let's not forget Donald Trump. Hopefully he will get impeached the whole way when it comes to the Senate, and we'll see what happens, you know. And my time of living, a president that I can actually remember going through the impeachment process, you know, was Bill Clinton. And now Donald Trump might be going through that situation too. So we'll see if that situation happens or not. But, you know, and then all the investigation Donald Trump has been involved in, everything that went down with him, you know, beating the election by basically doing surveys on people, working with Facebook and all that other situation that going down. Just about everybody in his camp and his cabinet getting fired. The people that he started with, half the people are already gone. It's just like, it's been so much shenanigans when it goes on with Donald Trump. Him getting on Twitter, just talking about people and telling it how he feels, and being very racist too as well at the same damn time. And then also that not backing down, and his Twitter account getting hacked. Like, this president been through it's been so much going on with Donald Trump that it's just like, we've never seen shit like this. And the reason why Donald Trump is doing all the things that he's able to do, and doing it too as well, because when he got together with Facebook and like 3, you know, prestigious university, and they started to do the survey on Facebook, when Facebook was so popular, there wasn't even people wasn't even paying attention to Instagram. And then you'll do a survey, and then they'll look up all your friends, they'll do a survey, and there was poll people. So he came out as a number one troll, and he get on Twitter and he would troll. So, you know, it's going to be interesting to see how this whole situation with Donald Trump go down, because the Senate has to vote on it. So we're gonna see what the Senate gonna do. And then we got the number one snitch of the year. He done put everybody behind bars that he rolled with. He gonna got people locked up and the whole nine. Now he's about to get out and he's about to do the same damn shit. He gonna have a record deal. Like, damn, what's going on with this situation? Like, the number one troll, he was a gangster. He's out here putting hit on rappers from Chicago and the whole 9 yards, and snitching on the crew that was trying to protect him and his image too as well. Put them behind bars, at least 4 of them behind bars for like 15 to 20 years, and he get a year and change. I believe that's his sentence or something like that. And he gonna get out and have a record deal. He trolled people. He had a video shoot with Kanye West, and the video shoot got shot up. Like, you don't know, even though Kanye West says he's from Chicago, he's from the Chi, he don't be in them gangster situations. He haven't been in a gangster situation until Rockefeller folded. So you have Kanye West chilling with chilling with Tekashi 6ix9ine, and their video shoot gets shot up. He beefing with YG, the gangsters coming through. DJ Academics copping pleas for, Tekashi 6ix9ine. It was just like a whole mess, a troll all day, every day. Hey, Sonny, what's going on? How you doing? Happy New Year's. And I hope you have a happy New Year's. And, please check out Sonny's YouTube channel. So we got this situation with Tekashi 6ix9ine, the snitch of the year, the liar of the year. Fugazi of the year. This is just this guy. He is sitting pretty now. He got money to come back out to because he was signed to a record label too. I think it was Project something or 10 Project, and he ended up getting, he ended up getting allegedly $10 million record deal. He don't deserve that shit. He don't deserve to do music no more. Like, come on, he sent the culture 1,000 times back, lying, being deceitful, and the whole 9 yards. And this is the type of person that you don't want to roll with at all. Then we got Kanye West. He come to his Jesus moment. He talk about black people being slaves, that it was a choice. Him, laying out the red carpet for Donald Trump, and him not helping with his mother's project that she started in Chicago, her charity. I was like, Kanye West talking about his bipolar, being on drugs, having lipo surgery, all the above that went on with Kanye West. And now Kanye West has the biggest con ever. And the biggest con ever is he's a preacher. He got a church where it's tax-free money, and he's gonna build a whole compound. He is going to build a compound. It's gonna be what it's gonna be. He can have his thoughts. He can promote whatever he want to promote. It's whatever. He's gonna do what he's gonna do. And he got thousands, and not even thousands, but millions of people following him to his church, giving him money, donating money to this man, and the whole nine. And it's tax free, and he's living large. And then he ain't too happy with his wife. He wants her to cover up, but he knows not to leave her. I was just like, this is just like a crazy situation. So Kanye West, never thought that Kanye West was going to change. He was going to be different, where like if I hear his song, I would rather someone switch the channel or skip and forward past Kanye West, because Kanye West was an icon. His beat making, just his enthusiastic about music and being so real and down to earth, and the struggle for black people. Kanye West, he was the one that told George Bush, he said George Bush hate black people because of what went down in Louisiana with the floods. You know what I'm saying? So we never thought that he was gonna coon out. We never thought he was gonna be a coon. At least I think he is. That's just my opinion. Happy New Year's to you. Happy New Year's to you too, Sonny. So, it changed from college dropout to the things that he was preaching to where he's at now. Hey, Levon, what's up? What's going on? Happy New Year's to you too, baby. What's good with you? And then, what's good? Then we can't even forget about this situation. This situation was a hot mess between April Jones, Omarion and Fez. They blew up the internet for a good 2 months with their scandal. Omarion didn't do anything. He just kept his mouth closed, and he canceled the B2K tour, because B2K going on tour again, just having representing of a boy band, a black boy band, and then bringing other black boy bands on, because the boy band area, has really like it's been gone. So them going back on tour and everything else like that. Then we got Fizz. He done snuck up with Omarion's, baby's mother, and they done did the thing, and they played it out on TV, Instagram. You had April all on Instagram showing, how good her kitty cat is, talking about that, she's on substances and all that type of stuff, and Fizz is a glorified babysitter. Oh, thank you so much, Sonny. Oh, you're so sweet. I appreciate that. Hey, Chrissy, love, how you doing? Hi, from Argentina. Hey, what's up? What's going on? So we have that situation. So it's just like this was just a crazy situation. Like, you didn't think, that it was going to go down like this, that Fizz was going to get with April and April was going to get with Fizz, and it was going to move in together, start a whole new life, and basically put it all on Instagram for everybody to judge. You had her on, Instagram talking about Fizz is the best sex she ever had, the best man, best this, best that. He's her soulmate. He's been sent to her from God. I mean, she did the most, baby, making sure she throw them shots at Monique Slaughter and throw them shots at Omarion, and Fizz was there cheering her on, smacking her booty in the video, acting like he ain't got no respect for her or whatever. Hey, Barbara, how you doing? Happy New Year's to you too. Oh, you from CA? I hope it's sunny out there. You out there living in the good. You out there living good, baby. And California, it's out here. It's freezing. It's cold. The heat is on, and it's hot in the house. It is what it is. So this whole situation was a whole terrible mess. And then on top of that, Omarion, telling that there's not going to be a B2K tour, overseas, and basically telling Fizz that on his birthday, baby. He told him that on his birthday, and he said nothing but good words about April. You had Fizz talking about we ain't never been friends, we ain't never been cool, he used me, and all this other stuff. It was just like a total mess, and it played out for the cameras and for their children to see too as well. I mean, it was just a whole mess, baby, a whole mess with this situation. I was like, what is going on? I mean, it was deplorable. It was embarrassing. It even had Monique Slaughter breakdown that she was embarrassed about the situation. She was heartbroken too as well, and she was shocked about the situation. And then, it just seems like, she felt like they were, Fizz and April were double teaming her, and just like the same way the media felt like Fizz and April was double teaming Omarion and coming after him. So I mean, that shocked everybody. It was just like everybody was like, oh, this is supposed to be a bro code, it's supposed to be some type of code. Like, you can't, this shit ain't cool. And people was just upset because, everybody go with the flow. Oh, don't judge this person, don't judge that person, don't judge this. Oh, that's okay, they're just living their life. But somewhere along the line, everybody was like, there should be some type of code where you don't do this, to your friend, and you're also, the godchildren's godfather, and it should be some type of code, some type of respect, and people was calling for that shit too. Then on top of that, it was all shits and giggles. It was funny because people was making fun of the situation. And then let's get on to Ariana Grande. Her losing Mac Miller, that was a crazy situation, and people blaming her for that. People was upset with Ariana Grande when she performed at, she performed at the funeral, and I can't even think of her. What is her name? Aretha Franklin. She performed at Aretha Franklin's funeral. People were upset. They were saying she was dressed inappropriately. They were saying so much about Ariana Grande. They was like, what does she know about soul music? She only know about Yo Quiero Taco Bell. This is what some of the people said about the situation with Ariana Grande. And then on top of that, we found out, thank you so much, Levon. Then we found out that she was with Pete Davidson, and he was a complete nutbag, a complete crazy person, totally dependent on her, totally psycho, totally got so many issues that he needs help, that he needs to be locked up in a facility before he's out here dating people like the way he is. And it was basically, she wanted to let him go a long time ago, but she was afraid that he was going to take his life. And, she thought it was all good and peaches and creams with Peter and Pete Davidson, and Pete Davidson came out to be a complete crazy individual, and everybody talked about that situation. They did so many parodies on Pete Davidson and the way that he was acting. I was just like, oh Lord have mercy. I was like, poor Ariana Grande, Mac Miller, he ended up having an overdose, RIP, and dealing with that situation, people blaming her. Then she's trying to be happy with Pete Davidson, they get engaged, then he turned around to be a complete nut job, controlling, crazy, desperate, everything else, and he needed help and not another relationship. And so, she didn't skate through too clearly. She had some problems. People accuse her of stealing music, that too as well. Artists accuse her of taking songs and taking lyrics, and Soulja Boy was one of them, I believe. Soulja Boy was one of them, and other people said that she stole music. So people was coming at Ariana Grande, and then not to say Mac Miller, rest in peace. He ended up having an overdose, and then we had another overdose with Juice WRLD, and then the overdose, and the overdose, like crazy. And just to see how many people overdose and use drugs too to basically help them with their situation, and then XX Tension basically being alleged murdered at the bank, withdrawing money out. They caught the killers, but there was an outpouring. I never seen the kids rally the way that they did for XX. I mean, they had rallies in California, rallies all over the place. Young kids because he had the young mind, he had the young brain. And then on top of that, they rallied for him. He was facing charges for beating up his baby's mother. He got through that situation. He was one of them depressed kids talking about suicide. He was talking about drug use, but he changed all that around and started saying, stop taking drugs, stop doing this, stop doing that, when some of the other rappers, or the emo rappers, or, whatever you want to call them, or the depressed rappers, was really, I think that they had been 2 overdose. I don't know their names. I can't remember right now. And he started to change, his attitude towards, drugs and trying to be a better person and trying to just say peace, basically. I was like, crazy situation. And rest in peace, XX. A lot of people wrote for him, for real. And then we got Cardi B winning a Grammy. Who saw that coming? She won a Grammy, baby. And who knew that was coming? Who ever seen that to come through? I did not even know that was gonna happen, that was gonna come through, or that was gonna be the case, baby. But it was, for real. And then on top of that, we got to see Evelyn Lozada being exposed for being a racist, saying the N-word and using the N-word in derogatory terms, and basically trying to use the N-word around OG more than usual because, she knew it got under her skin. And then realizing that Shawnee, Jackie, Jennifer, and Malaysia, and also Christian Scott were cool with Evelyn saying the N-word around them like that. For real. So that was a crazy situation too. And basically OG actually taking down the big bad bully, the big bad wolf that ruled for decades on reality TV, abusing people, yelling at people, shaming people, judging people, sleeping with other people's husbands and bragging about it, the whole nine. And we see her get taken down by OG took her down and was ready. She didn't want to run up. She didn't want to get done up. She didn't want to do none of that. OG came for her because Evelyn came from her. So, OG, like, we never seen no shit like that. And then on top of that, the network, or over there, the production company being exposed and basically taking favoritism when it comes to, Evelyn Lozada, and when it came to OG, and really trying to treat OG like she's a second-class citizen, like she didn't belong, and trying to, isolate her too as well, and trying to paint a picture of her being an aggressive, being volatile, and being a danger. But at the end of the day, what really got expressed is that Evelyn is disrespectful, she's a racist, and she's nasty. And then on top of that, she had fake lawsuits against OG, so there was never no crime committed. She never felt like, there was anything anything that was defamation of character towards her. None of that shit was true. And she didn't feel threatened where she needed to get a restraining order because she never showed up to court. She never proceeded with the civil case. So everything was a lie. OG made her get up and go do interviews and talk about she's Afro-Latina. Oh, I like black people. Even had Shawnee get up and do interviews with her ex-husband, Shaquille O'Neal. She had to hop on IG and do the damn thing. Evelyn definitely did not want to get done up. Nope, she did not want to get done up, point blank and period. Not at all. She did not want that life at all. So, and that was all good and wonderful to see as well. And then on top of that, people wanted to get the show taken off of TV too as well, and they felt like it was dirty. Then we finally get OG to speak about how everything went down, and it was just like a crazy situation where she was really put on that show so she can be Evelyn and Shawnee and whoever else was cool with them, be their punching bag, and them to make her like the outsider and, you know, dog her out. And they all knew about the situation with Chad Ochocinco. They knew everything, and basically they just wanted to poke and poke and poke. Shawnee even omitted that she's never took the time to get to know it, you know. And it was just mind-boggling to see Shawnee backpedal and basically trying to act like, you know, she wasn't being treated harshly, because you wouldn't went on that campaign to do what you need to do. And if your children get mistreated because of the color of their skin, you're gonna know how they felt, because somebody tried to warn you and tell you, and that was OG. I was like, so that situation, that was something that went down. We never thought that Evelyn and Shawnee was going to be running scared and actually get on TV. Was like, oh, they won that battle, we're going to have to get out of. Even Shawnee was saying, come on now, we got to do better. You know, especially when Cece Gutierrez got in there and she read Evelyn for filth. She read Evelyn about her skin, her money. She read her to death, and she wasn't scared. And she stood up to Christian Scott too as well. And oh, thank you so much, K Money. I appreciate it. So we have that situation, and we ain't never seen that done, especially when it came to Evelyn. You know, she's been skeeting away for a long time. But OG came in there and slammed it. And you know what else made it so much better? As the people like me, you, and everybody else, and Peep Squad, and everybody came through to support OG. And that's what made them not change up, but get on that tour. I'm Afro-Latina. Oh no, I didn't mean anything about a monkey. No, we're not colorists over here, because the people got behind her and supported her. If the people didn't, then it wouldn't have been nothing. Then we got Nicki Minaj quitting rap music, talking about she don't want to rap no more, you know, but she's gonna be having them babies or whatever the case is. You know, she wants to retire. And then actually Nicki Minaj getting married, like damn. And it was like a crazy situation, her going back and forth, you know, with Cardi B. They're having the Met Gala situation, you know, Ra Ali taking care of Cardi B. And then, you know, Nicki Minaj going back and forth for Joe Buttons. They end up making up, but she didn't make up with Charlamagne Tha God. And then on top of that, you know, you had Erica Mena trying to drop nudes on, you know, Nicki Minaj. Nicki Minaj told the world how she feels. She told the world about the bullshit that happened to her coming up in the music business, that she was blackballed because she didn't bend down and she didn't fold. It was just a whole bunch going on. Her beefing with Wendy Williams. Nicki Minaj had a whole lot going on this year, baby. She sure did, but she got herself married, and she's working on having them babies, baby. I was like, you go ahead. And we got Nick Young getting married to his high school sweetheart, or one of his, you know, old girlfriends. I don't think it's the baby's mother. Him breaking up with Iggy Azalea, and that being a nasty breakup. Iggy Azalea is pregnant now, and she's pregnant by Playboy Cardi or something like that, whatever his name is. And they broke up, and she's talking about she's gonna be a single mother. I was like, yes, a whole bunch went on with that situation. And then on top of that, music don't mess with Iggy Azalea like that no more. And then T.I. coming after Iggy Azalea. Now that was a crazy situation with T.I. coming after Iggy Azalea. Oh yes sir, yes it was. And then T.I. and his situation, you know, with his daughter. But you know, T.I. saying the biggest mistake he ever did was put on, you know, Iggy Azalea. And he could have put on somebody else. And that's one of the things that he regret about music. Yes, T.I. going in on Iggy Azalea. He felt a certain type of way. Boy. I mean, that was a situation. I was like, That was a situation, baby. For real, for real. But if you guys want to call in, you can call in too as well. I was like, there's a lot of shit that went down. A whole lot of stuff that went down, for real, for real. But we're going to be safe, and we're going to be happy. Happy New Year's, my peeps, my peoples. Another year, baby. And we in here. We in here, baby. We're going to see another year, and starting a whole brand new, fresh decade. I'm just like, yo, we popping, baby. All day, every day. You know, we gonna get what we want for New Year's, right? You gonna get what you want? You can make your New Year's resolution if you want to, but they say it's just a state of mind, changing everything up. And then, yes, let's talk about the Hyman situation with, you know, T.I. basically checking his daughter Hyman. Like, what's going on? And that situation was crazy. as hell with Ti. So Ti blew up a bunch of times. You know, the Iggy Azalea situation, he blew up when it came to like going to his daughter's doctor's appointment to see if her hymen is still intact. Nick Young married he did his children's. Also, he did marry her. I thought when I saw the picture, I didn't see the name. I thought it was it looked like a whole different female because I know his baby's mother and she was his high school sweetheart. She was on Basketball Wives, but she was only on for a season. So thank you, Levon. I didn't know that was her and the picture that I had seen. So so he did. So he married her. Like she stood on, boy. He did what he did. He did what he did, and she hold on. Now she married to him. She got what she want, baby. And T.I. in the hymen situation with his daughter was just a terrible situation. Then it also exposed how he treats his wife Tiny and their relationship. And they was on, Red Table Talk. And it just seems like Tiny was embarrassed too as well, but she's so used to it. And, she bowed down to T.I. And it is what it is. Keanu Wig made me look twice too. Oh, so you knew. So I'm glad you knew. I'm glad I wasn't the only one. So I just thought it wasn't. And then the eyes were so green, like the eyes were so green and blue that I was just like, okay, is this it? Is it? I'm gonna be a new girl, but I was like a long time girl, So thank you for that. I appreciate that all day, every day. So yeah, T.I. in his situation with Hyman Gate was a terrible situation. Then we find out that basically Tiny is T.I.'s slave, and that's what it's gonna be. And the only reason why he let her be out there to work because when he got out of jail, he didn't have no money, and she wasn't like his priority, his choice. He said basically, if I don't get married now, I ain't gonna get married. He was like, if we might as well do it. I was just like, that situation was a crazy situation going on with that. I was just like, OMG. It is what it is. I was just like, damn. So where we at? What that situation? Who else? So there's more. Kanye West really disappointed me. We did Mac Miller. We did Evelyn Lozada. We did Nicki Minaj. We did... And what was big, the herpes situation with Usher, and then Usher getting divorced from his second wife, and basically, his second wife, she ended up taking all the furniture. She ended up cleaning the house and cleaning the house out, getting the furniture, getting the carpets, getting getting the silver, getting the gold, getting everything. And allegedly, Usher was out here just spreading herpes to this person and that person. He has not been convicted. He has not been to jail or anything else like that. And he had a settlement, which was almost 10 years ago, with a girl he paid almost $899,000 to. And, there was no proof that she had herpes, but, he had the situation with Cortesia, and then basically everybody thinking that, Usher the hero, Usher the singer, Usher that always been out of trouble, Usher we don't hear about is out here going around with the green semen, like what's going on with that situation. So Usher, having this situation when it comes to, the herpes, getting divorced, that was like crazy. And we haven't really seen him out there with anybody, but he was out there chilling. Usher having herpes was a shocker. It was crazy the way that the ladies explained the story about getting it, and then you had some other male that jumped into the lawsuit that said, oh, I got it from Usher when I was at one of these bad houses, and Cortesia, her coming out and saying that, oh yeah, me and Usher was at the Holiday Inn. Like that shit was just crazy with Usher. And Usher, got good music and he stayed out of trouble. So it was just like, wow, seeing this situation, it was crazy. Nicole Murphy out here getting with Antoine Fuqua over there chilling, trying to get that check, trying to get that bag. And basically she wanted him to leave his wife and him to get caught out there. And it did not happen. Then Lisa Ray, she jumped in it and was like, Nicole Murphy done slept with my husband. Eddie Murphy wanted Nicole Murphy out here apologizing, because now we understand why, because Eddie Murphy has been back on Saturday Night Live. And then on top of that, Eddie Murphy's doing, Coming to America again. He's doing all that situation again. And this was a crazy situation because, it was just like, oh no. It was like Nicole Murphy's out here, baby. And that child support check is about to be up. So she had to get out here and apologize. And she was trying to catch her another big fish. And that was Antoine Fuqua. That was, Leah Rashad. I think that's her name, is Leah Rashad. Rashawn. trying to get her, you know, she was just like, I ain't leaving my husband. Then finding out that her husband done had two outside children on her already. But she was like, I'm not gonna let Nicole Murphy or anybody come in and change my home, make me leave my husband. I don't work for this. I had all these babies with him. You ain't going nowhere, baby. I don't care about you, Nicole Murphy. Then coming to find out that Nicole Murphy was cool with her too as well, but sleeping with her husband at the same time, baby, or they slept together when it was over there in Italy. I was just like, oh, this situation was crazy because it played out for about 2 weeks. She made it to the Wendy Williams show. She made it to other shows too as well. We had Lila Rashawn, she was out here basically posting pictures of her ring, letting people know that she ain't leaving her husband. You can say what you want, do what you want, but she ain't gonna do that. And then Malik Yoba, him coming out here confusing us whether he's gay or straight, or whether he likes trans women or not, then coming back and saying that he's not gay at all, he doesn't date trans women. He was speaking up for people, and then, it came out that basically he was trying to ride the LGBTQ train too as well, and then on top of that, him trying to ride that train, he was out here and he was accused of having, sex with an underage girl, and an underage, trans worker back in the early 2000s or something like that. So that whole situation was crazy. Hey, Chef Disaster, Happy New Year's to you too. Check out Chef Disaster YouTube channel. So this was crazy. And then he was on a Breakfast Club. Then he changed his story. Then his wife came out, was like, I never knew that you would like trans women. I never knew that you was with, trans women at all. I had no idea. His children being shocked and surprised and just basically saying, Daddy, you never told us. Why didn't you tell us before you went on this campaign? He changed up his story. He tried to confuse people. Then he tried to say he's never, been with a trans woman. Then he said he was. Like, he just basically did a whole lot of hoopla, bullshit, craziness, trying to confuse the people, jump on a train and get some money and have people support his cause that he was doing to get that money. And then on top, so that was the situation. And then Stacey Dash getting her ass arrested, for beating up her husband. And we find out she got pennies and dimes and nickels. And the police arrested her like she was a black woman. She was out here going against black people, going against the black culture, going against, a foundation of Black Americans, ADOS. And she was out there getting beat up by her husband's, daughter. She was out there yelling. They was living in an apartment complex. They were beefing with the neighbors. She was living the hood ratchet life with a lawyer in the hood. I was like, OMG. And basically she couldn't even bail herself out. She didn't have no money. The husband ended up, dropping the charges. Thank you, Chef Disasters. So that situation happened with her. And then basically, hearing her talk about how torturous it is living with her husband and his children, because his children, are teenagers and they don't like her and they try to attack her and fight her and they call her all types of names and she gets mistreated. And basically she hasn't been able to work in a long time. Once you switch sides, you better make sure you're secure on that side. You did all that talking, that negativity about black people, and then you got tossed to the side. You did it for Fox News and they tossed you to the side, reported on your story, laughed at you, didn't even offer to bail your ass out. Oh, you gotta check out the video. I got the 911 call and everything. That video is demonetized or whatever, but I got the 911 call with her describing how torturous and how horrific her life is with her new husband. They only knew each other for less than a year and they got married. His kid torture her. They've been kicked out of apartment complex because there's so much violence and fighting going on in their house. So yes, you got to check it out. It's in my What's Going On playlist. I mean, she's giving all the details. She's telling all this to the 911 operator for about 15 minutes, girl. I was like, I couldn't even believe that this was going on with Miss Stacey Dash. And we can't forget about this Popeyes Chicken. People getting murdered, stabbed, people pushing their empty cars, people acting up for the Popeyes Chicken. There's videos going viral. We got rappers, entertainers out there on the street selling Popeyes Chicken for $1,000. It did not taste that good at all. It was salty. It wasn't enough bread on that too as well. And it was not worth it. It was not worth the headache and the commotion of the Popeyes chicken. And you know, it wasn't good for all them people in line. We saw people get beat up, done up in the line of Popeyes, basically trying to get some chicken. So like, this shit went crazy. And it happened twice this year. Yeah, there has to be some crack in that, baby. There was something in there. They had something in that chicken, baby. Because I was watching the videos on Instagram. There was lines all around the place. People were fighting outside of the place. You know, when they said that we don't have any chicken, people went crazy. People lost their life behind Popeye's chicken. Like, nobody likes chicken that bad. Like, so it had to be, so it was just, you know, so people wanted to be part of a fad. And it was like, Popeye's got chicken, because Popeye's don't be as busy like that, like it was. I don't know. They did a genius marketing plan, and they had people wilding. I don't know if they hired some of these people to do that, because, you know, sometimes when they have riots and things happen, the government pay for people to set the situation off and throw, you know, stuff to, you know, to start actually the altercation or the protest to actually get out of hand, so the cops can come in and do what they need to do. I don't know, but this shit with the Popeyes chicken was a mess. Was completely, utterly a mess. And then Solange getting divorced. And then on top of that, she was cheating on her husband with a Caucasian man. And she was supposed to be Black sister, Black power. People were upset with Solange about her situation. And then JayZ and Beyonce finding out that JayZ cheated on Beyonce with somebody named Becky. But it's not really somebody named Becky. It just happened with the good hair. And then, you know, Beyonce and JayZ doing an album together and basically telling the story about, you know, Kanye West. Like, Kanye West, I couldn't mess with you. Me and my wife was about to break up. We was about to get divorced. I didn't leave my house until I can get Beyonce back. I had to buy the world. I had to do this and do that to get Beyonce back. And him explaining what he had to do to remarry Beyonce, the whole 9 yards. And then, you know, JayZ opened up Tidal, having a Tidal streaming services for artists to go to, you know, and he's a Black man too as well. And then owning the Nets too as well. This is all in the decade, you know, it's all in the past year. I was like, go ahead, you know, and then on top of that, once, you know, people didn't agree with something that, you know, JayZ did with, you know, Colin Kaepernick, and then all of a sudden, oh, he's a coon. JayZ has been riding for the hood and the Black people for a decade. And then as soon as people get the inkling, or people want to start a little fast, they want to turn on him and say he ain't for the people. Him and Beyonce been riding for the people for a long time. JayZ's been riding for the people. You do one thing wrong, people want to turn on you, turn your back and call him a coon, say oh look at him, he's with the boss people, whatever. You want all the Black people with the boss people. You want to make sure that boss room returns into a Black room. Like, what are you talking about? It was just like, he ended up getting a lot of hate because people started calling him a coon. And in my opinion, I don't think that he's a coon. Like, everybody don't stay the same. They got to move different ways. And there's different deals that you got to do and different things that you got to go through so you can secure the future and change things too as well. So we had the situation with JayZ, and I was like, Solange, I didn't even know that she was getting a divorce, and then people making a big deal because she was with a Caucasian male. I was just like, And then we can't forget about Solange beating JayZ's ass in the elevator. You know, that's part of the decade. That was a crazy situation. I was like, go ahead, baby. She done did what she did. We got Matt Lauer. You know, who would believe that he was actually, you know, a part of like a sex scandal, harassing women, chasing after women, you know, making women feel uncomfortable, doing everything. He ended up getting fired, and, you know, and he didn't face no charges and he didn't go to jail. But Matt Lauer, the man on the morning show, ain't nothing but a predator and a pervert. Lord have mercy. That was a situation. Colin Kaepernick taking a knee, you know, ultimately like almost ending his football career. Not, you know, it's just like crazy with Colin Kaepernick. And then basically taking a stand and people supporting him and having his back. And then, you know, he take a deal with Nike, get some money from Nike so he can, you know, survive. Oh, he's a coon. And then on top of that, the latest trials that he had, he was supposed to perform for the NBA or whatever, but he called the shot. He had on a Kunta Kinte shirt, and people are upset with him because of that. He's going to let you know that he ain't no slave. He got a Kunta Kinte state of mind, and his name is Colin Kaepernick, not your yes man. And basically, and if he would have signed the papers to actually do that practice with the NBA, they would have used that against him to actually kick him out the NFL, and it would have been held against him. That's why he went to a local college and he did the thing. He did the way that he wanted to do it, and he didn't have to sign any papers or any contracts that would be later used against him when the NFL and when the NBA wants to come after him. So, you know what, he took a stand. He had the people on his side. He had people protesting, and it was good to see this man stand up. It was good to see this man talk about the injustice. It was good to see a man that had his mind right, his mind together, and he had a platform and he actually used it the correct way. So it was good to see, you know, this with Colin Kaepernick. Say what you want. And we can't forget about Pusha T. Pusha T basically ended, you know, the situation with Drake. He basically came after Drake and he had his diss towards Drake. Oh my God, Daytona, you know, exposing Drake having a child, exposing Drake, you know, front man that helps him with his beats. I mean, exposing Drake, that it was so bad that Drake admitted that he lost the battle when it came to Pusha T. Pusha T got vicious. He got with the pen and he killed the game, and he took down the #1 rapper, and that was Drake. Drake couldn't even respond to it because it was going to be some off of the whack shit. It was going to be some crazy shit. So Pusha T, you know, the corn braids and the whole nine from Virginia. You know, he's with Kanye West, which I don't like. But, you know, him doing what he did with Drake was crazy. Like, that shows you that at least he did not disappoint, because we have a lot of our legends that have disappointed us, that jumped into the rap game to battle the young dudes and then get killed, and, you know, lyrically. And then Pusha T getting married too as well. But Pusha T, you know, his diss track against Drake was you know, he killed Drake. Drake couldn't come back because Drake was like, this is going to be real life beef. So that was crazy. And then, you know, Drake's scandal with having a kid and not telling the world that he got a kid from a porn star, a stripper, and an IG model, and keeping it on the low. And he basically had to open up the door and tell the people, yes, I got a kid. He was trying to keep Adonis. What was that? Was that Pusha T name was Adonis? You know, the name of the diss track that Pusha T, you know, did to Drake, and Drake was exposed. People, there was so many different Instagram videos of Drake, you know, hiding his kid. Don't let his kid come to the border. That shit was that was amazing. It was funny. You had all people from all walks of life, you know, doing, you know, Drake impressions of him trying to hide his child. So that was crazy. And then the Meek Mills and Drake rap battle, you know, Drake actually admitted that, you know, he went in on, you know, he went in on Meek Mills, and then on top of that, he was with Serena Williams, and she basically told him, you gotta go in, you gotta leave blood, baby. And so that shit was cool. You know, the back-to-back Drake and Meek Mills, and then Drake and Pusha T, you know, so Drake won the battle when it came to Meek Mills, but he didn't win the battle when it came to Pusha T, so that was interesting too as well. Then Meek Mills, you know, going back to jail and actually having the big wigs, you know, pull him out of jail, actually showing how injustice, how the justice system is so foul, where his judge was going against him and trying to keep him locked up and keep him behind bars because she wanted him to sign with somebody, her family members, and basically she was low down and dirty, and she violated him on the littlest things. And then on top of that, he shouldn't even had the sentence that he had in the beginning, and then bringing that shit out, and then coming back doing a great BET show, and then on top of that, telling us he broke up with Nicki Minaj, but also telling us he was addicted to pills and he was doing drugs with Nicki Minaj and he was strung out, but now he got himself right, and allegedly he got a baby on the way, and he had, you know, got rid of his Instagram, but now his Instagram is back, baby, because, you know, he's about to have a baby due. I was like, you go ahead. So Meek Mills, he did a whole turnaround. His last album he dropped was just on point. And then moving on from that situation, the Damon Dash situation was crazy, like crazy. You know, just everything coming out with Damon Dash, R. Kelly, you know, Aaliyah, and the whole 9 yards. People assuming that the government and JayZ are trying to bring down, you know, Damon Dash. They're trying to put cases on him. That's why he's being sued for $50 million. You know, that shit was all crazy. Him coming after, you know, and him coming after Jay-Z, calling Jay-Z names, coming after, Kanye West. He's just basically just did a whole tour about how messed up the business is. And then on top of that, him getting arrested for child support. It was like one case after another with, Damon Dash. People are saying Damon Dash needs to leave United States because they're trying to bring him down. Some people are saying this is his karma because he has something to do with Aaliyah, passing. Like crazy. So, it is what it is. I was just like, Damon Dash kids don't like him at all. And then we got the college scandal with the Hoffman and Laura Loughlin. I think that's her name. And Felicity. Basically, the college scandals. They got away with everything that they did. The only person that went to jail and did time was the black coach. That was a situation. Then their daughters, getting into, faking everything. That, just faking. I mean, they got away with it. They paid almost millions of dollars to make sure their kids got into the right college that they wanted to get into. Crazy situation, for real. These ladies got away with murder. And then Jordyn Woods, her situation, she's been accused of being a tramp, and Khloe Kardashian coming after her. She had to take a lie detector test to clear herself. And then she's not best friends no more with Kylie Jenner, and basically she had to go to Red Table Talk and clear her name. The Smiths had to come out and protect Jordyn Woods because the Kardashians were trying to destroy Jordyn Woods. So that shit was crazy. And we have Khloe Kardashian, she's back with Tristan Thompson. It's like, you gonna ruin this young girl's life and dog her out and get the world after her, and yet you back with the man that cheated on you. Juice WRLD getting caught at the airport with all the drugs on him. Then he turns around and he swallows all the pills and take his life. That shit was crazy. He was running drugs for somebody. He was somebody's delivered person, and basically he had access to planes and jet, and so it didn't supposed to be searched. Somebody snitched on him, or the government came and they got him, and he ended up taking the pills. But he also rapped about suicide and suicide music, so it is what it is. We lost love John Singleton. We lost him in 2019. Like, damn, John Singleton, like, he's going, like, all the movies that he did, all the black actors and musicians and rappers he put on to tell them that they don't have to make their money one way. They can make their money with commercials. They can make their money in music. They can make their money in soundtracks. They can make their money and TV sitcoms. He opened up the door for the rappers, and he got so many different awards. John Singleton, rest in peace. And then on top of that, he might have been poisoned, when he was over there in Costa Rica, and he came back, and that was the time where there was so many people dying that was going over there, to Costa Rica or Mexico or whatever the case is in that area. And there was a lot of people coming back, they're saying the alcohol was poison allegedly. He was on a flight back from Costa Rica, and then he was having heart trouble. He went to the hospital, and boom, he died. And then on top of that, then, his children, his daughter's fighting with, his wife, and so much situations going on with that. And it's just a crazy situation that, a lot of people think it's a conspiracy with John Singleton because he was doing a lot. He was going to do even more than he was going to be doing. Britney Spears, her breakdown with her baby daddy, her kids, her family, just having just meltdowns. People not thinking that she's good with her kids, that they need to be taken. Britney Spears just keep having shit after shit happen to her. Goddamn, Jussie Smollett basically became everybody butt of the jokes that he was attacked in Chicago, and they screamed, make America great again. So basically him losing his jaw behind that situation, him talking about he's the gay Tupac, like doing the most, baby. Come to find out he was lying. He done hired, the African guys, the Nigerian guys to rob him, and he had them as, he even wrote letters to himself. He sent letters to the studio. He lost his job. He lost his career. Nobody wants to be bothered with Jussie Smollett. We got Tiffany Haddish. She bombed when she did her last, stand-up down south. She bombed. She got booed off stage. She had a situation with Katt Williams. Katt Williams came after her and was like, he don't like, she don't deserve where she's at, and not, he didn't say that she didn't deserve where she's at, but he was saying that a lot of people was overlooked because of her beauty. And there's a lot of people been putting in more work and have toured and had this so much, and they just got looked over. And then her having a tit for tat back with Katt Williams, they end up clearing the air at the end of the day. Then her doing some movies too as well, suing her ex-husband, her being caught up in the Beyonce situation where somebody, smacked Beyonce smacked somebody, bit Beyonce. She was caught up in that situation, and Beyonce was like, we're gonna give NDAs for now on. So she was caught up with the Beyonce being bit situation, Beyonce arguing situation at the after party. She was caught up in a lot of drama too as well. And then people didn't really feel Tiffany Haddish when it came to her going to the Met Gala, wherever she went to, eating fried chicken. They thought that, man, that was just a stereotype. Then we got Katt Williams. He ended up pulling the gun on the radio station husband. He was on a radio station V.105. He was out there whiling, telling the jokes. He was cracking up on him. He got homegirl fired. I can't even think of her name, is B or something. She's a comedian. He pulled the gun out. Katt Williams, having his career go downhill, go uphill, having him being conscious at one point and then having the drugs. And then on top of that, Katt Williams kept coming out with Instagram videos talking fugazi, and we just gotta say, we pray for you, Katt Williams, for real, for real. Then we got Kevin Hart, his accident, his cheating scandal, people trying to get money from him, and basically people are right now at this state when it came out with Kevin's Hart, documentary. The situation is they feel like Kevin Hart, they're trying to take Kevin Hart's life. People think that there's a contract out on Kevin Hart. They're trying to destroy his career. They're trying to destroy his reputation because he didn't want to apologize for the tweets that he tweeted back in like 05, 09. And then he ended up apologizing, and they still coming after him. People are saying that there's a contract out on him, and they're just trying to destroy him because he has opened the doors for a lot of comedians. And then on top of that, he has his own production company. And then even though he took it back, he was like, F the Grammys, I don't care about the Grammys. And people are saying that his career is going downhill, and they're trying to blackball him. His wife, she came out basically saying the cheating scandal hurts, but people are saying that she's really hurt because she feels like there's a contract on her husband's life. That's allegedly, you guys. So he had the cheating scandal. He had women trying to extort money from him. He had the car accident. People were saying that, he left the scene of the accident. He's going to get sued for that. He was under the influence of drugs. All types of stuff that they did with, with Kevin Hart. So a lot of people think that they're trying to destroy Kevin Hart. You guys tell me what you think about the situation. You can call up recently we got Snoop Dogg out here doing a coca, treating, out here doing the coca, out here cheating on his wife and getting caught up like that. Basically his pimp card is getting pulled. But, Selena Powell, she said, it seemed like she wasn't going to say nothing about Snoop, but Snoop got into the comments of Little Duval dissing her. And so she took to her YouTube page and exposed each and everything that she could expose about Snoop Dogg, if you believe her. And she said that he done hit her up, got what he wanted, and threw her out the house and left her with the driver. And the driver left her in her hooker clothes at the end of the corner of his driveway. And therefore, she cussed him out, and he ended up wanting to send his apologies, and he sent her $28,000. Shit's crazy. We got Wendy Williams and her scandal, her getting a divorce, lying about her divorce. Serena Hudson, her husband actually, fighting with their son too as well. Kevin Hunter Jr., Wendy Williams lying whether she was going to separate from him or not. And then, Kevin Hunter actually getting a woman pregnant. End up getting his mistress, Serena Hudson, pregnant. And the shit that went on with that was crazy. Then Wendy Williams out here running the streets with young men, getting drunk, getting tooted up, getting booted up, doing the whole nine, living her life, partying, having a good time, hanging out there with Blac Chyna and her mother, and Blac Chyna's mother, Tokyo Toni, had some things to say. Wendy Williams was out here partying with this when she was paying for the young D. She was out here doing it. Then she was on top. She was a part of the talk for the whole summer. The whole summer was a Wendy Williams summer. Wendy Williams had these streets lit this summer. She had these streets lit this whole year. 2019, Wendy Williams' life was lit up, the situation. And then on top of that, her and Charlamagne are back as friends. Hey, FS, I love Kevin Hart. Lies, all lies. Leave Kevin Hart alone. I feel you. I just seen his documentary, and his documentary was really sad. It's on Netflix. It just seems like real crazy. So Wendy Williams, she was all over the place. She was the talk for 2019. Her, Kevin Hunter, Serena Hudson giving birth. Wendy Williams went on a tour to every network talking about her situation, and she partied. Her whole partying life, her whole chilling life was on the web. She was the it of the summer. Whether you were laughing with her or laughing at her, Wendy Williams had the shit lit. She had it lit. She had it lit. And Jeffrey Epstein allegedly committed suicide, and all the situation done with him. They're trying to wash it under the water and make it disappear all the way out to Kalaho land, and having all these child trafficking going on, and having Jeff Epstein and all the other people in Hollywood involved that are in that situation. Allegedly, people think he is still alive. Allegedly, they said that they took him out, but it is what it is. That was a situation. Harvey Weinstein getting away with it. All he had to do was pay $123 million, a couple of $100 million. He got away with touching the woman, doing what he did with the woman, taking advantage of the woman and everything. And guess what? Oprah did not care. Oprah Winfrey did not care at all. But she cared about Michael Jackson. And she cares about, what's his name? Russell Simmons. She cares about him, baby. And then Cuban Gooding Jr., his situation, grabbing women's butt, Grammy Award actor, basically he's been out here, he got arrested, he's been treated like a criminal, like he is just like the worst thing in the world, like his reputation is gone. And it's like they're wiping it clean with him. Happy New Year's to you, FS. Happy New Year's, baby. Russell Simmons leaving Def Comedy Jam, stepping down and running away and coming after Oprah, alleging Oprah's trying to bring him down and dog him. Angela Simmons came out to defend her uncle Russell Simmons. Russell Simmons has been accused of this, accused of that, but he's never been locked up. There's never no crime. I mean, not crime, but there's no proof. He hasn't been charged with it. And, it is what it is. Yeah, I don't know if they're telling the truth, if they're lying, but right now, he done stepped down. They basically done shamed him, and we don't see him no more. I was like, Def Comedy Jam was the shit. I don't know what he did. People say he was nasty, he was disgusting, he was this or that, and some people are saying that they're just trying to take him out. So I don't know. You tell me what you think about the situation. But people want to know, why ain't he behind bars? Why ain't Jeff Epstein behind bars? Why ain't Harvey Weinstein behind bars? And then the other guy, The Good President, whatever that show that he's on, Bill Cosby, like it was a shocker to the Jello pudding guy, the Cosby Show, he's behind bars. He was out here drugging women, and people are like, he's behind bars. And that shit was shocking. They was like, they got him up out of here. If he would have never said that he was giving a woman Quaaludes, he would never went to jail. And basically I was saying the testimonies of the women that did testify was very shaky, but they got him. And who R. Kelly is behind bars, and his empire has been destroyed, and we hear all the rumors about him, Aaliyah, all these women that he was doing this to. I mean, children, little girls, the whole 9 yards, and all the people that was involved that had something to do with it, and him not being able to read and write, and having a Lifetime documentary done on R. Kelly. So it is what it is. R. Kelly, oof. Like, damn, R. Kelly's behind bars. I mean, R. Kelly done wrote songs. R. Kelly is the singer. They got him. He's gone. He ain't gonna never see the streets again. And Prince, losing Prince, that's part of the decade. And just basically, people saying that they feel like he was assassinated because it was like, he was very conscious about drugs and stuff like that. And then everybody that was supposed to take, on the share of Prince's property, which was his distant relatives, all deceased. Like, everyone that was one person supposed to get to, they're gone. The next person, they're gone. The next person, they're gone. So right now, you know, Prince estate is basically up in the air. And that situation, just losing Prince, like Prince, and Prince was just coming back out, and just the way that Prince was died, man, that shit was crazy. It was shocking for me. Very shocking to lose Prince. It was shocking to lose Michael Jackson, you know, over overdose. You got Prince, you got Michael Jackson overdose like crazy. And you know, it was shocker for, you know, Michael Jackson, you know, just losing him. And then basically all his masters going back to these people and that people, because he brought everybody's masters when he had the money. Michael Jackson was buying up everything, and they wanted the masters back, and he had a vault full of stuff. So same thing as Prince. They had a vault full of music and masters and things that they have owned, and people feel like they was taken out of here not the natural way or not by overdose. And so, you know, then on top of that, having the Michael Jackson documentary, that shit was crazy. There was no proof to it. There was no nothing to it. It was just like, damn, just keep assassinating his character, and he's not here to defend himself, and he's never been charged. I mean, like, he's never been convicted. And then you have Oprah behind it. People was upset with that situation. Losing Whitney Houston over overdose. Bobby Christina over overdose. Like, that shit is just crazy to us. You know, Gerald Levert overdose. That was crazy. Heavy D, they said that, you know, it was kind of like he mixes medication. Just losing like these profound legends in music that could have taught a lot to the next generation coming up, that was coming up from after them. And after them, we lost a lot of legends, baby, that people can open the door. Aretha Franklin, her funeral, it was, you know, a beautiful funeral, and them trying to assassinate her character and try to sue her estate after that. She's going to disrespect. It is what it is. We lost John Witherspoon too as well. R.I.P. We lost the father, the grandfather, the daddy, you know, of the show. Like, kept, you know, he was always, anything you seen him in, he was stable. You know, he played a role, he played a part, and he always kept a good image and a great image, and was family. And also he supported so many different actors, and he was just funny beyond funny. Yes, John Witherspoon, R.I.P. brother, we love you. Whitney Houston, we love you. Aretha, Michael Jackson, rest in peace. And I never got a chance, you know, in a decade, like losing Bernie Mac. Like, it was just so crazy. Hey, Brenda Jones, Happy New Year's to you too. And, you know, Bernie Mac and shit like that, that was crazy, just the way that he died. And just Patrice O'Neal, like people that, you know, told jokes but had history and really true message in their jokes. And, you know, Patrice O'Neal, losing him too as well. Great comedian. And a lot of people say about John, that losing him, and then, you know, also losing Nipsey Hussle, having that shit go down with Nipsey Hussle. That was like, damn, I can't believe we really lost Nipsey Hussle in 2019. I always liked Nipsey Hussle. Just like his style, his swag, and the things that he did when he ended up saying, I'm going to sell my CD for $1,000. I think it was $1,000, not $100. And then JayZ brought like 20 of them. And basically, he was teaching people how to hustle and going back into his community and helping. And his lyrics was on point. His lyrics was very aspiring, you know, for others too as well. Even though he was in a gang, and the things that he did and what he tried to represent, and he never tried to tear down the next brother or try to do some shady, hateful shit to people. Or he never tried to get into beefs with people either. He wouldn't mess with you unless you came from him. And then on top of that, teaching and teaching his community and trying to teach the people in his community to buy land and buy property. I remember my parents doing that too as well, trying to get, but he did it on a whole nother level where he had classes, training, teaching, and where he could probably even give them a down payment so they can buy a lot and then build on it. So that was even a bigger level. And then trying to protect his community too as well, because they wanted to tear up his area and put more of a bus station or something else there. And, you know, it was just sad that he was taken for no reason at all. Happy New Year's to my peeps, my peoples. And one of our civil rights leader, she died too as well. I can't even see that. And then we have Elijah Cummings. He passed away. It was a whole lot going on. Tatiana Jefferson, that situation, that was just crazy that this black woman was killed for no reason at her home. Then her father dying after. Famous, I already talked about the author. And then we had Luke Perry that passed away too as well. So, yep, that's it. It was like crazy. But Stacey Dash shocked me for real, for real. I was just like, So happy New Year's to all my peeps and my peoples. Peep Squad is in the building, baby. Happy New Year's. I hope all your dreams and wishes come true, baby. And I hope you go back and rewind and watch it. We just covered most of the things that I could remember. You guys could have typed some stuff in and tell me to remember, but you know, I was going on and on and on again. So, peace. I'm out. Happy New Year's to all my peeps and my peoples. Peep Squad is in the building. It's been a crazy year. So much else going on that I can't even remember. That it's still so much that happened that is just crazy. Peace. I'm out. Much love to all my peeps and my peoples.